Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today we're going to be talking about Optimum No Rinse and the 1,000,001 uses of this very versatile, very cost-effective, very cool product that still has limitations, and I want to talk about those, guys, because there's no miracle things out there. But this for me is an absolute must-have product, and I'm going to tell you exactly why in this video. Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. If you're new to this channel, check out some of our product reviews and comparisons that we've done on detailing know-hows. We essentially compare and talk about detailing products here in this channel, as well as kind of giving you kind of detailing tips on how to get things done on your car. All that kind of great stuff. So if you're new, please hit the subscribe and bell notification channel. Thank you very much. So what is O&R, guys? Well, it's described as a rinseless wash as opposed to a waterless wash. So the rinseless wash means you mix it with water. So you still need water, but you're not reliant on spraying the car or having to rinse the car with tons of water to actually clean it, as opposed to a waterless wash where you have a little bottle of it and you spray on and rinse off, spray on and wipe off, and you don't need any water. So O&R is a lot more environmentally friendly and is used heavily in places where there's water restrictions. Primarily, guys, it's a method for cleaning your car. And you mix this down at the magic ratio, which I think is 256 or 251 to 1, something like that. So 1 milliliter of product to 250 milliliters or 256 milliliters of O&R, something like that, roughly. Never ask a YouTuber about dilution ratios for O&R. How much do you have to use as a clay lube? Google that yourself, guys, because I get hundreds of questions like that, or less nowadays, but I used to. And it's a bit of a bugbear if you're asking me to Google something that you can Google. Sorry if that sounds a bit mean. So, as well as being a rinseless wash, you can use it as a clay lube at 2 ounces to 1 gallon. You can also use it as a detail spray, which I don't like to, but other people do. Really, I think of this as a detergent, or they call it the Switter ionic detergent, a cushioning detergent that's going to reduce scratching and marring of dirt when you kind of use contact to wipe it off. So I think of it as a water-based lubricant, essentially. Why is it a cool product, guys? Well, these chemicals are expendable tools. You use the chemicals, don't you? Unlike a hammer or something which lasts you a lifetime if it's a good one. Chemicals, you use them, but they're still essentially tools. And with a tool that's expendable, that you're paying for, you're exhausting, I believe that the price is an important factor. And some of the tools that the detailing scene offers us, the prices are not always viable, in my opinion. And these chemical tools, which you can exhaust very rapidly, almost cost more than some of these tools that last you a lifetime. With O&R, when you're using it at 256 to 1, like I am, with about 20 ml in the bucket, whatever it is, to 5 litres of water roughly. The value for that, and that bucket is not done. I can leave that there, and I can use this using the soak-in clean microfiber method. I could use this for the next 2 or 3 months. There's pennies worth of product in there, and it offers me fantastic value. That's the first thing. So you start to appreciate that it's very, very good value because it's an extreme concentrate. That's a very important box to tick. The next thing are the results, okay? Now, O&R is not a miracle product. Repeat, O&R is not a miracle product. My car here, if I try to use this to clean, if I try to use O&R to clean my car right now, which I talked about, in fact, we can do this on the absolute fly, which you're going to love, guys. It's always fun doing stuff on the fly, isn't it? Look at this. So we get my camera zoomed in. Oh, let's get it into manual focus. Just bear with me. This is gonna be horrendous. Right, I need a bit of light. There's the light. Next, I need to show you water spots. This is from being outside and being rained on, guys. Another reality of car ownership. You can clean your car if it's kept outside. It gets this all over it, okay? And I don't have this product on here. Doesn't even bead now. It's kind of sheeting away, but it rained and I've got water spots on my car. Now these will wash off with detergent and stuff like that, but O&R is not great at removing water spots. So I'll dunk my clean microfiber cloth here into the bucket at 2.5 whatever it is to 1, 256 or something, and I just wipe over this product, and you can see all this just looks like water, but that's O&R, okay, and that's providing lubrication. And normally if this was dirty, your microfiber cloth is going to be picking up that dirt and doing a big portion of the work. But this panel doesn't look dirty. It's a little bit of dust and dirt on it, but not much. So I've just wiped that surface with the O&R solution. I take a clean microfiber cloth, and then, you know, I can just gently kind of dry that surface. And there's a bit of hazing from this product, and that will disappear as it kind of dries away. A bit of hazing. I could buff it a bit harder if I wanted to with a bone dry one and get rid of it, but it will clear. And what I wanted to actually show you is that O&R isn't great at removing water spots, but from this camera shot it looks like it's done a fantastic job. It hasn't. I'd have to zoom right in. You can just about kind of see it, can't you, as I start to zoom in. Can you still see the footprint of the kind of water spots? I don't think you can. Let me just have a look at that. I don't think you can see it. You can just see the footprints of the water spots at the edge of the light. I can see it a lot clearer with my eyes. I'm just going to put the camera back here now, guys, because that was just a quick impromptu demo. Right, let's get that lighting back to normal. Back down you come. There we go. So the reason I showed you that, guys, is that O&R is not a miracle product. If you've got heavy water spots on your car and you need to clean it with O&R, it's not going to get rid of them. And I believe they have a dedicated water spot remover product which you could use to get rid of those water spots. I also noticed that if I use O&R to do a full wash on a car, if it's really dirty and it's got like bug splatter on it, I've talked about this before, there's certain sort of stuck on bits of dirt. I'm not talking about contamination strictly, although you could argue bug splatter is, but you know, I find that detergents kind of break things down that O&R can't always break down. O&R is not a degreaser, although it, you know, combined with water, you might be able to clean up a bit of grease with it, but it's not a good degreaser. So I just think of this product as a lubricant to stop marring of the surface, even though it's a surfactant as well. That's how I think of it. How do I use it, guys? Well, if I've cleaned my car really well and then say a week later I've just got a bit of dust on the panels, I don't want to bust out the all the gear. You know, it can take 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours to clean your car properly. It's relatively clean, but it looks dirty because of all the dust over it. I might use an O&R wipe down just to get the panels clean, as I've talked about before. In this video, what I've done, guys, is I don't want to clean all of my car. My footwell is full up with dirt, and the inside has just got a little bit greasy from where it's been hot, and my arm's been sweaty in the car. There's just some like finger marks and stuff, and I like to kind of maintain the car. So I'm just taking my O&R and I'm going around and wiping out the door cards, I'm wiping out the interior glass, I'm wiping over the dashboard and picking up little bits of kind of dust that's sitting over there. And I'm going over the centre console where the gear stick is, where there's some grease and fingerprint marks. Just a thin layer of it and just picking all that up. And the cool thing about using the O&R is, one of the other things, as well as the results are great, okay, because my car is in a pretty good condition for what I need to do. One of the great things is there is no risk of kind of like using detergent that stays there and can kind of whiten and dull the kind of surface if you use too much of it. Another thing that I can quickly do with this O&R while I'm doing this wipe down of the interior is just go around all of the insides of the door cards, of the door shuts and stuff like that, because when you clean your car, water runs in there and detergents run in there and can dry, and that can be an area that builds up and looks horrible. You don't have the time to kind of deep clean that area every time you wash your car, unless you're one of these kind of guys that sets aside 4 or 5 hours every 2 weeks and does a very in-depth clean of your car, which some people do, but I don't. Every now and then I like to really clean my car, go to town on it, but really most of the times I just like to keep it in a good state, by spending as little time as I can on it. And today is a classic example. I wanted 5 minutes. It's actually taken me about 10-15 because I've been filming. I could have done it in 5 minutes with no cameras. Just wanted to get a couple of simple jobs achieved, and I didn't want to bust out all this stuff. I didn't want to use detergents. I didn't want to get the car soaking wet, and I just wanted to clean it up. And I've cleaned the interior out, I've cleaned the door shuts out, and I've even used the O&R on my engine bay, because the engine bay is not heavily greased and grimed, just needs a little wipe down. And again, that wet cloth with the O&R on it will pick up all the dirt and dust, you know, and then I can just go back with a dry cloth and dry it down and keep the engine bay in good condition with about 5 minutes of time spent. So that, guys, is why I like O&R. And no matter what anyone could say to me, and I know you guys are not like this, but someone could watch this and say, no, you're doing it wrong, you're doing this, you need to do that. It doesn't matter what anyone says to me, because my results are great. We'll pop the engine bay up now and show it to you, and the engine's looking good, and the interior's looking good as well. So it doesn't matter what anyone says about how you use it. The results with what I'm doing are good. If you ever get a product and everyone's been kind of talking about it and stuff like that, and you use it and the results are poor, and you're using it properly, then it doesn't matter what anyone says, you know, it's not a good product for you. I've never really had poor results with O&R. All I've noticed with it is that it is not a miracle product and there are limitations. But that is exactly the same as if I was trying to achieve the same results with, you know, an APC or something like that on the inside. So there's limitations and there's understanding with all the products out there. Okay, guys, so that's my little piece about O&R. If you've not tried this product, it's something you should have in your arsenal, and you should be less skeptical of it, because even if you don't like it, there's an opportunity there for you to save quite a lot of money. And if you're a professional, it's a product which you should have definitely investigated, because it's very cost effective and it will get you out of certain situations when you need it. So anyway, we've talked about it a kind of enough. So that's it, guys. If you've not checked out O&R, give it a whirl. Understand that you're not going to just squirt a bit on your car and your entire car is going to suddenly go shiny clean like an advert. I know you know that. It's a detailing product. It's a tool, but it's one of those tools that the more you use, I think you'll get to like it. I think you'll get to like it. Not everyone will, and it doesn't have to rule your world and take over your whole detailing arsenal. You don't have to become an O&R convert to think that it's a good product. That's where I sit, because I don't do all my washing with O&R, and 99.9% of the people in the UK don't. But it's still a very useful tool for me, and it's all about results, cost effectiveness, you know, and that's it really. You know, a bottle will last you ages. This is only the second bottle I've ever had. I mean, this bucket that I've made up here, if I don't put any dirty stuff in it, that's clean solution, I just keep using clean microfiber, I can keep that bucket just sitting on my garage for, you know, for months and keep using it. So that's cool. Optimum have lots of other products as well that you might want to check out, guys. One little bugbear I have is that the BRS, the big red sponge, is quite a good way of actually using it. I find it's just, you haven't got to wash all the microfiber at the end, I suppose, although the microfiber cloths are nice, especially when you're drying it. So, you know, I've used them in this example, but the BRS is nice as well. That big red sponge is incredibly expensive. I know the counter argument is that it lasts longer than your pound sponges. I'm sure it does, but not 30 times longer. So I think any sponge, I don't think any sponge should cost £30, guys, and I wish Optimum would get that price for that big red sponge down to like £10, because then everyone will go and use it and you'd see that it's actually a really good product. When I talk about it, people start getting angry because it's so expensive. So I think when that happens, it's a missed opportunity for companies to actually sell what is a great product. So that's a little bit overpriced in my opinion, especially when you can consider the value for money you get out of this stuff. What else is going on, guys? Well, personal level, I'm doing good on my health front. I've been trying to kind of get healthy for the summer. First thing is I'm about 3.5 months in of not smoking, which is amazing. It's been easier than I thought. I was like a psychopath for about 3 or 4 days, and then then, you know, still a little bit unstable after that. And then after a week, okay. And then as time goes by, I think about it less. And my fitness is great now. I'm trying to play a bit more tennis, do a bit more swimming. I have some fitness. I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. I was getting to the best part of 20 stone, guys, and now I'm down to about 18 and a half. So I don't think I'll ever get, I want to get into the 17s, something like that, but I don't think I ever will. I know I look, you know, mean and lean. I'm joking. I don't know why. I'm pretty skinny, but it's all around the belly. And even when I was young, I was kind of 14 or 15 stone in my kind of, you know, late teens. I was, you know, 14, 15 stone, even when I was skinny. So for some reason, I'm just quite heavy, and it's a lot of fat in the old gut, I think. So I'm never going to get down to 16 stone or anything like that. But if I can get down to 17, that would be awesome. So I don't think that's possible, but I'll settle for getting close. Some other cool good news, guys, is that my paintwork issue did a video where I asked for help and advice about some divots that I had in the paintwork that I discovered when I was polishing the car. And I had, you know, the consensus was it was contamination. You know, it's water-based paint, so it's not solvent pop. It wasn't impact damage, it wasn't chemical etching, it wasn't from the track day. I found old video footage, like, you know, 6 months before the track day, and I could see the little divots in it there, or signs of those divots. So it wasn't caused by the track day, and it's not, you'd see, if you could come and have a look at it, you'd see that it is some sort of contamination issue. About 10,000 people watched that video with just me asking for help, which is very nice for people to watch. And the people with a confident response were the guys that spray for a living and knew what it was. And what those guys told me matched with what my body shop said. And that helped me when I was talking to BMW about it. BMW have since went back to meet them. They initially sort of said, we can't help you with this, it's not an OEM issue. Then I said, right, well, I believe it is, and, you know, I can get written letters to you by as many professional spray shops as you want, you know, because I'd already spoken to my body shop, and they were prepared to write me that letter or do an inspection. You know, I'd probably have to pay them 50 quid or something to inspect it and write a letter. Many garages would have been prepared to do the same. I could have taken it around, and so I think BMW were getting the sense that I wasn't going to go away. And you can't. If you feel you're right, you've got to keep going. But you've got to do it in a nice way. And what they said is, come back down to the shop and we'll send our regional kind of guy from Warranty that does this sort of stuff and inspects these cars down to meet you, and they'll have a look at the car and we'll see what happens. And I did that, and they were lovely blokes, really nice blokes, not a pushover, not, oh, hello, sir, yeah, we'll sort that out for you, but just very nice people that are experienced in kind of dealing with these issues, where they know kind of that I'm there to kind of get this sorted, and I want it sorted, but they've got to stand their ground as well, because they're looking at it from their point of view, and I'm looking at it from my point of view. My point of view is it's an OEM issue. Their point of view is, this car's 3 years old, why is he kind of reporting it to it now? But the answer to that is I just didn't see it. But anyway, they were very reasonable. In the end, what they said is some sort of compromise. That they proposed to respray the bonnet and bumper only, because the wings are in pretty good nick. But, you know, you'd think they'd need to blend over the top, but they can get, the guy said they can get the colour match spot on, so they didn't need to do a blend. So they're going to just respray two components, and we'll split the cost. And to me, it sounded reasonable. The only thing I need to find out is the price they're going to charge, because I think to spray a front bonnet and a front bumper to a good standard, I would normally pay about, well, I'd pay a lot less. That's a different story. But I would normally be prepared to pay about 600 quid for good spray work. And don't reply in there saying, I've got a mate that does them for 100 quid a panel, because I know people that do that, and I don't want them to go anywhere near this sort of car. You know, your mate's blowover in a cheap garage. I don't want cheap paintwork. I want good quality paintwork. So I would be prepared to pay about 600 quid for this. But my worry is BMW might be sort of saying, well, we want £1,000 to 1,200 quid, top end, very high end body shop work. So when you divide that by, say, 2, for example, I'm still paying what I would normally be prepared to pay at a normal price. So that's the only thing that I'm worried about. But I'm very happy with how BMW have done this, and I might be over worrying because they haven't quoted me yet. So hopefully it can all be good. Either way, the fact that I'm not going to pay the full cost, I think is just fair. Some people might disagree and say you should just keep pushing for them to pay for the whole lot. But I just felt it's fair. They were fair to me. We had a good chat, we had a bit of a rapport, and I'm happy with that sort of kind of compromise thing they've come up with. And I said when I started this that I had a good vibe about the BMW customer services. I'm a BMW fan. I don't want to sit there doing... I'm not one of those type of people that uses my channels to do bitch videos. You know, it'd be a great video to do BMW outrageous customer service, and that's the sort of stuff that goes viral. I wouldn't do it even if it went wrong with BMW. I wouldn't use the channel that way. I might just mention that it didn't go well, but I wouldn't attack them because I don't, unless I had real cause to. But they've been fantastic basically, so it's all good. Another thing that I'm thinking about, guys, is maybe chopping the 140 in. Now I'm not smoking, I'm saving like 350, 400 a month that I could use. Maybe if I could get 20 grand for the M140, chuck in 5 grand on top, that's 25 grand. Give that to BMW and then finance 20 grand. Don't know what that is, 500, 600 a month, something like that, I don't know. But if I offset that with the amount I'm saving from not smoking, really I've only got to find about 200 quid a month. So I could get an M4, you know, and an M4, a second-hand one, I might be able to get, I don't know, what, 30, 35 grand, I don't know, just thinking out loud. Same with the old F-Series M3, might be able to get one of those cheap. The old pre-comp pack M2, although I'm not too, I'd rather have the compact than the one, but get a better price on the old M2. Or should I hold out for the new G-Series M3? I think that, you know, what are they going to be? 60, 70 grand, something like that? And then when you get the first iteration of the new car, a couple of years later, they bring out the spruced up one, facelifted one, which looks better, and then your new alloys and that, and then your one looks a bit bad. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud. So, but anyway, I love this 140. I love the performance of it. Hopefully, I can get the paint sorted now. Maybe it's just best to keep this car because it's cheap to run, or cheapish to run. I can get economy out of it. I can stick it on the track, and it's so much fun. It's so easy to live with. Such a great car, this M140. It is absolutely superb. The only problem is they made too many of them. So there's too many of them kicking around out there, and it's a bit of a kind of boy racer car. But it's a phenomenal car for the money, it really is. I don't think I'd want a four-wheel drive or a front-wheel drive little hatchback. You lose all the fun, and this car is so much fun. That's what it's all about. So maybe just keep the M140, who knows. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning into the channel. I'll see you soon. Take care, and if you're not already subscribed and all that sort of stuff, please do so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you went home?